Hi everyone and welcome to part 2 of our Etihad first class trip to Paris. If you haven't already seen it, please check out part 1 of our trip report from the Maldives. We start this trip from Abu Dhabi International Airport Terminal 3. After a nice limousine ride from the tarmac, we made our way to Etihad's first class lounge and spa. Etihad's first class lounge in Abu Dhabi is tastefully decorated with contemporary and local influences. Gold, beige, and warm wooden tones fill the lounge. Though not as massive as Qatar Airways Al Safa Lounge in Doha, the lounge felt very welcoming and cozy. There's plenty of seating throughout the lounge, and it also features a fitness room, kids' playroom, relaxation area, and even a complimentary 15-minute spa treatment at the Six Senses Spa. There's also a smoking room for those wanting to take a puff before the flight. The full bar offers a wide selection of wine, spirits, and handcrafted cocktails which you can order from your seat. Down the hall is the dining area. There's a small buffet spread, and you can order freshly made dishes from the a la carte menu. We walked over to the dining hall, where we were promptly seated. Then the friendly waitstaff took our orders. I ordered the beef tenderloin with a side of fries, while my companion had the seared salmon fillet. Both dishes tasted fresh and delectable. The lounge manager was kind enough to show me their VIP room and the private lounge reserved for residence passengers. One hour before departure, we made our way to the boarding area. It was a good 10 minutes of brisk walking before we arrived at the gate. Boarding was already underway, so people were already lined up to board. Luckily, first and business class passengers have a dedicated boarding lane, and we were able to board right away. This Airbus A380-800 was delivered to Etihad in December 2014. It offers 9 seats in first, 70 in business, and 417 economy class seats. There are also 2 special seats reserved for the residents. Upon boarding, we were greeted at the door by the purser, and a flight attendant walked us over to our seats. I was seated in 4A, a forward-facing seat, while my companion was in 3A, which is rear-facing. There are 9 of these first-class apartments on the upper deck of Etihad's A380. The seats are laid out in a 1-1 configuration. The residence is also at the very front of the cabin. The apartment is one of the most spacious seats in the sky. It features a large seat and a long bench ottoman, both of which are upholstered in Poltrona Frau leather. The ottoman also converts into a bed when you're ready to sleep. The apartment also offers a large 24-inch high-definition IFE monitor. After settling in, a flight attendant came by to offer us a pre-departure beverage with a hot towel and sweet dates. It was also followed by an Arabic coffee service. Free in-flight Wi-Fi cards were also provided to first-class passengers. The first-class cabin on Etihad's A380 does not have overhead bins. Instead, you can stow your bags under the ottoman, or the flight attendants can also store your bags in the closet. The seat, lighting, and window controls, as well as the power outlets, are all conveniently placed around the seat for easy access. After a few minutes, boarding was complete and the doors were closed. An Islamic travel prayer was played, followed by Etihad safety video.
سبحان الذي سخر لنا هذا وما كنا له مقرنين وإنا إلى ربنا لمنقلبون صدق الله العظيم.
اتحاد للطيران، نرجو منكم الانتباه أثناء عرض تعليمات السلامة الخاصة بهذه الطائرة.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Etihad Airways. Please pay attention as we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. In preparation for takeoff, ensure that your seat belt is securely fastened, seat back upright, handset and tray.
Requesting all ground staff to please disembark the aircraft now. This aircraft is now bound for Paris. Thank you.
And window blinds open.
We soon pushed back from the gate and had a quick 10-minute taxi to the end of the runway. The flight time from Abu Dhabi to Paris was 7 hours and 20 minutes. We had a very smooth takeoff out of Abu Dhabi, and the captain switched off the seatbelt sign within 10 minutes. The crew soon began the in-flight service. I ordered a glass of champagne, which was served with small ramekins of warm nuts, olives, and cherry tomato with artichoke. In preparation for the meal service, I checked out the large and heavy tray table, which pulls out of one of the seat's armrests. Etihad's first-class menu offers an extensive selection of meals and beverages on the 7-hour flight to Paris. Dine on Demand is also offered, where you can order any items from the menu at any time during the flight. This was a late-night flight, and some passengers, including my companion, skipped the supper service. After a few minutes, our in-flight chef, Tim, came by to take my meal order. My table was set and the meal service started with a caviar course, which is a nice treat when flying first class. The caviar tin was served complete with blinis and other accoutrements. For my main course, I ordered a steak frite with a side of chips. The steak was nicely seasoned and cooked to a perfect medium. I was already too full at this time, so I decided to pass on dessert. The meal ended with a hot towel and sprungly truffles. After the meal, I visited the smaller of the two lavatories in first class to freshen up before bed, but then decided to reserve the shower suite for a nice hot shower. The water pressure was very good. The shower does have a 5-minute timer, but you can start and stop it at any time during your shower. Both lavatories were kept spotlessly clean by the crew and stocked with Acqua di Parma toiletries. After my in-flight shower, I decided to check out more features of my apartment. There's a small closet by the door that can store a jacket and other clothing items. One of the panels opened to reveal a lighted vanity mirror, which also contains the amenity kit. Etihad's first-class amenity kit includes a good quality leather pouch. The contents include socks, eye shades, toothbrush, and toiletries by Acqua di Parma. One of the cool things about the apartment is the personal chilled midi bar, which has some bottled water and soft drinks. There's a small drawer to store your personal items. There's also a literature pocket that pops open next to the seat. Noise-canceling headphones are provided, which work well, though I wish there were Bose or B&O as they are better quality. Etihad's e-box system is controlled by a wired touchscreen remote. The interface is responsive and easy to use. There are dozens of movies, TV programs, music, games, and my favorite moving map app. I was already feeling tired at this point, so I asked the crew to make my bed. First class passengers are also provided with pajamas and slippers. And if you're a couple traveling together, you can ask the crew to open the partition and make you a double bed. As with Etihad's other first class products, you can also close the suite doors for additional privacy. The electronic window shades can be lowered and raised using the controls in the armrest. The bed was comfortable and I slept for a couple of hours. Sadly, the cabin temperature was a little bit too warm for me. I checked out the first and business class bar behind first class. It was nice, though not as spacious and inviting as Qatar's onboard bar on the A380. 90 minutes before landing in Paris, I opted for my pre-arrival meal.
That's so cute.
My table was set and I was offered a selection of breads and breakfast pastries.
Sliding over easy. Oh wow.
For my main, I ordered some over-easy eggs, sausages, and breakfast potatoes. Tim asked if I wanted some caviar as well, which I happily replied yes to. Meanwhile, my companion also started his meal with some caviar and fresh fruits on the side. And then he opted for some steak and eggs for his main course. The meal finished with another round of hot towels and truffles. 20 minutes before landing, the captain switched on the seatbelt sign and asked the crew to prepare the cabin for arrival. It was raining in Paris when we arrived, but we still had a relatively smooth landing. We taxied for another 10 minutes before reaching our parking spot. Overall, I thought we had an amazing first-class experience with Etihad, and I wouldn't hesitate to fly them again. They offer one of the most spacious seats in the sky, and it's truly an excellent first-class product in my book. The seat and bed were both very comfortable for dining, lounging, and sleeping, though I would have preferred a cooler cabin. The service from the crew was fantastic. Tim and the other flight attendants were proactive, charming, and delivered a memorable first-class experience from start to finish. The onboard catering was also top-notch. Our meals were beautifully presented, cooked to perfection, and were delicious. The onboard shower was a nice touch, but the first and business class bar was somewhat of an afterthought compared to Qatar's massive bar area on the A380, but it was still nice to have a common area to hang out in. We also had a wonderful ground experience at the Etihad Lounge in Abu Dhabi. The lounge staff were very friendly and accommodating, and the food and lounge amenities were also impressive. What about you? What did you think of the flight? Please share your comments below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more trip reports. Thanks for watching and stay safe.